guys? Welcome to Raja Makes Money. How are all my money makers doing today? Hope you guys had a great weekend. I had a busy weekend. We were really busy at my hospitality investments. So those were busy. We had the McGregor fight. Unfortunately, he lost. I thought it was going to be a little bit. Thought it'd be a little better of a fight, but you never know. I mean, both athletes. It's amazing in just how great a shape these guys are, and they get 8-packs. And I got like a 1-pack, and they got an 8-pack. I don't even know if it's a 1-pack. It's a big belly I got. But no, it was a fun weekend. Had a lot of fun, and it was nice to get a little break. Because it gets stressful. Trading the markets and trying to figure out what's going next, and what the next big move is. But the good news is it is less than 24 hours until the markets open, and the futures are looking positive already. So futures are looking good. I don't know how much higher this market can go. I mean, even with great earnings, even like I was saying last week, some of these companies with great earnings got stung. After hours, Apple was all the way up. This is going to be the one we're going to watch. We'll talk about this in a little bit. Is GameStop this week. I got a couple of ways we're going to play GameStop because this is going to be interesting. Some people are going to make a lot of money this week on GameStop, and a lot of people are going to lose a lot of money. So it'll be interesting. Let's check on our Bitcoin investment on Friday. It was at 41,005. It came back. So we're at today, February 14th for Valentine's Day. We'll buy our next amount of Bitcoin. And about the same. And I mean, it's been up and down. I think as high as 33 over the weekend, down to in the 30s. So 32 or so. So it's holding steady. So that's how our Bitcoin investment is, but we're still down from $50,000. But this is where we ended the week. So interesting. And like I said, I don't have a lot in play into next week. I only have 500 contracts of Apple out, and these contracts, they only total $18,000, $19,000. So, I mean, my potential, if Apple goes up another point or two, on 500 contracts, maybe $5,000 in the green tomorrow. I don't have much in play. I'm sitting on a ton of cash. I'm sitting on $5.3 million in cash in my account right now. So like I said, I'm going to be writing, contracts and doing some stuff. Our stocks in play, we closed a couple of positions down. We did add to a few positions on the OZOP and Kinetics. Jaguar, it was up a little bit after hours. We're looking for that pop. Hopefully this thing can break that $4 and we can make some serious money. Between all my accounts, I got about 150,000 shares of it. So hopefully it goes. But let me show you guys. So there's a couple of scenarios on GameStop I'm looking at for this week, and we'll pull up. It's not going to matter because it'll change anyways. But the other interesting thing is, after hours, when the market closed, it closed at $65. GameStop was actually up to like 67, 68, and then it wound up dropping by $4 to 61. So one thing, and this is why you always got to be careful, and sometimes you close out your positions are your option contracts, is because let's say you had the 65 contract, GameStop closed at 65. Hypothetically, it can't get put to you, but the options, they have until Saturday to decide what they're going to do. So if GameStop went down so let's say you had a 65 contract, it closes at 65.01. You could have bought that contract back for a penny or 2 pennies, 3, 5 cents. I don't know, 10 cents. It's irrelevant. But you didn't buy it back, and then GameStop drops 4 points, and the guy says, you know what? Stick it to him at 65 a share. I can go buy it back at 61. So you have to be very, very careful on option trades. And remember that, especially when they're very volatile like that, to make sure you don't get stung in the after hours of the market. So let me show you guys what I'm thinking on GameStop this week. Let's get a chain. GME. This is what I'm looking at. So depending on where it opens. So if I was to make a prediction, I'm going to guess that GameStop opens up tomorrow because everybody is still going to be in this thing. What I notice is a lot of traders, and this is why sometimes I'm more cautious, and other times people don't realize when people just think stuff's going to keep going up, and they just want to jump in. Well, this is kind of like we saw with Signal, and we've seen with some other stuff. Now more people over the weekend are talking about GameStop. So you know what's going to happen? And a lot of people don't have the ability to short stocks. You have to remember, a lot of people only own accounts that they can just buy stock. that if they're level 0 trading approval or or something. So if they don't have higher levels of trading, all they can do is buy. And what happens is everybody tells everyone, and you know how it all works. Somebody says, hey, I made all this money on GameStop this week. The thing went from $10 to 65. And they go, really? Oh yeah, this is a fire. And the guy just jumps in, puts his order in. So that's one thing. So my guess is this thing could go high. If this thing tanks right off the get-go, I think it's dangerous, and I think it's over with. But if this thing goes if the thing pops up to the 70s again, where it was 80, who knows? I think it could be $100. It could be 200. The way nothing makes any sense in this market lately. That's where I see a big opportunity to do some stuff. And I'll what I would do is I would short the stock. Bigger screen there. So what I would do is I would short the stock if it's up tomorrow. If it's in the 70s. So let's say I short 10,000 shares. Then what I would do is I'd come in here and I'd write the puts, because the put contracts are so pricey. So when the stock was at 65 for next week, this is at 12.50. Obviously, if the stock tomorrow opened right at 65, this 12.50 will probably be about 11.50 because you've lost a day in premium and it'll keep coming down. But just because of the volatility, it's so high. But what I would look to do, so there's a couple of ways to play this. And you could go all in, do whatever, or what I would do is you short it. Let's say you short the stock, and then you sell the put to open to buy the stock back to cover your short. Now, if the stock, so this is a hedge. Let's say I sold I short the stock. Let's say hypothetically I shorted the stock at $65, and then I came down here and I wrote the 10 points away, right? So I think it's going to drop. So we short the 65. And I write the 55 put to open. So I have $10 of profit potential in there. So if I did 10,000 shares, I would make $100,000 if the stock, if I bought it back, or the stock's under $55 a share. And I sell the put for another $6, I make another 60 grand. So on that trade, I could have a potentially $160,000 profit. And I'm basically buying the stock back at $49 a share if you take the 10 and the thing. Now, if the stock skyrockets or goes up 10 more points, at least my damage isn't as bad because I sold the put at $6 or whatever the price is. It gives me a little bit of coverage if the stock runs. So here's what I know. And this is just being somebody who I think is semi-intelligent or I don't know, has a little common sense. GameStop is going to tank. Will it go back to $10, $5? I don't know. Will it go back to $20? A great possibility. Will it go to $30? A much better possibility. $40? Maybe there's some idiots who just like to buy fantasy, fairy dust. But it's going to come down. So I'm pretty comfortable at any of these levels at 60, 70, 80. Like I said, I would love it. Open up tomorrow, $100 and short it. I'd rather short something. I'd rather short it higher than lower, because once it starts coming down, then it gets very, very interesting. But it'll definitely be interesting and stuff. So that is how I'm gonna. So there's two ways I'm gonna play. So I may either just flip it and try and short it. It comes down a couple of points, buy it back, and try and make 20, 30,000 a trade. Because this thing was moving. It stayed in a range for a long time, but it still was going up and down by a couple of points. Plus, have a lot of cash in there right now if I don't tie it up in option contracts tomorrow. So if it's, I may also do a play where it's like I short 10,000 shares. If it goes up if it keeps going, if it goes down, great, we make money. And if it goes up, every 5 points, we short 10,000 more shares. So 10,000 shares at 65, it goes to 70. We short 10,000 more, it goes to 75. We short. So that way we can get our averages down. Like I said, I am very, very, two things I know. I'm very, very confident I have enough money in my account to wait it out a few days if it did keep going up. But I think there's a great short opportunity here. And then, like I said, we can hedge the short by selling the put to cover it. It does limit your profit potential if the thing really tanks, but it also, and like I said, I think it's just a great move. Imagine, so, 10,000 shares at, $65 stock is $650,000. You only have to lay $350,000, and we can make 160 grand in profit potential on this move. I think my master, I don't know. 10,000 shares at 60. Yeah, 1,000 shares at 65. So yeah, so for it's a great scenario if this thing pays off for us. So that's how I'm thinking of playing GameStop tomorrow. If I do play it, like I said, I don't know if it opens up down 25 points or something. Then it gets tough because is it going to bounce back? Is it everybody's done with it? Who knows? So definitely be interesting. But what do you guys got for questions? You should buy puts on GameStop. Well, yeah, you could just buy puts, but the thing is, the premiums are too high. Look at these premiums. Like you want to buy a put, even if you're selling it open to acquire, but you want to, you're just paying a lot of money. Like even if you said, you came all the way down here to $54, 11 points away for $5. I mean, that thing's got to, it's got to go all the way down to, like I said, 45, 40. $49, $48 for you to make even and break even. So that's tough. Carla says, "Oh, nice haircut. Thank you." I wanted to get all looking good for Vegas for everybody. So bingo or bust. That's the Jeff Schwartz hot one that he's all over. Hopefully bingo looked good after hours. It broke through the $10. So big party going on in New York at Jeff's house over the weekend, celebrating the bingo. He actually went out. He told me to the bingo parlor because that's, he is, well, I thought he was in the top 100 bingo players in the country, professionally ranked, but he did say he's under the top 100 now. So I'm not positive what his ranking is. But you know what? Just to make the top 100 bingo players in the world is an accomplishment. So there he is. Yes, bingo. So, what do you guys think? What else are people looking at? Looking for a nice continued run on CRBP and OBLN. Not familiar with either of those. Hopefully they do good. Are you going to short BB? I don't know. I don't really follow that one, so probably not. Alex says, I have 555 shares on bingo at average $4 a share. Well, you've done good. You got about $3,000 profit there, so that's very good. What else are you guys playing? Penny buying Riot and Mara in morning again, as I did on Friday, and selling after 2 points. Keep it up, guys. Like I said, a lot of times you just flip stuff and it does good. What do you think about CCIV? So I was watching CCIV and I was going to make a move on it. And I didn't make a move, but it's way up. It's done well. Obviously after hours it was up more. It's after hours, went up 22.35, from being a low of 18 during the day, and then it's after hours 23.40. So 35% move yesterday or Friday. But it's still it gets tough because it was a $10 stock, now it's 22, 23. Is it going to with the SPAC and all that stuff, what is it going to do? It's going to be $100. I don't know. It's tough. The thing is, what we do know now, and from watching, and like I said, everything's changing of how the markets used to work. It used to always be, buying the news, selling the rumors, which still, for the most part, is pretty good. But the interesting thing in the markets and what I'm watching now and is how to play these things. So it's like Signal and now GameStop. So we know when something gets going and there's enough momentum, there's a lot of suckers who are going to run that thing up. So we know now to just jump in and, sell some puts or buy some stock. It's like Bitcoin. We know that how people think and how, social media works now and how it's going. So when we see some of these, to jump in. Same with like CCIV, we just know now when they start talking enough about the SPACs and enough of these different things, we know to jump in and, look at, what it's doing and stuff. Mitchell Pilot, one of our YouTube sponsors, is in the house. Just join the live stream late. Did you talk about PLTR and NEO already? We have not talked about either of them. NEO this week I think is tough because NEO is tough because it's going to be based on Tesla. If Tesla has good earnings, NEO is probably going to go up. Tesla could go up and it's going to do well. If Tesla earnings don't, I would love to know what that whisper number is. It's got to be incredible. And I just don't see how Tesla is going to blow out earnings. We know how many cars they sold. So, I mean, Tesla's going to be one of these plays where it misses earnings. It makes money again, but it doesn't make what we're expecting, or it misses earnings, but it's still profitable. And everybody goes, yeah, but next year, let's buy it again. Keep buying it. I mean, it's insane. So just doesn't make any sense. Did you sell Jags? Nope, we still got our Jaguar. We have in our main account here, we have 60,000 shares of it still. So I like to sell it here soon. But yep, we still have 60,000 shares at an average cost of a lot, like 360, 370. I don't know. We made money on it because we sold it that time when it was about $4. So we've done good. And so hopefully Jeff Schwartz says $5 to $6, by Wednesday. So, there's that Jeff Schwartz emoji, guys. We're my YouTube sponsors with that Jeff Schwartz emoji. And we got the new lemon emoji. So hopefully don't do that. Chaos says Facebook hits 300 mark. Like I said, I thought Facebook, they were going to have a blowout, earnings and stuff. But this is where it gets tough when these stocks start running so far in advance. So it's like, everybody starts that whisper number on where they think this thing should go. But they're tough because, these things can go up. That's why I said it's tough because if they miss by anything, and if you look at the earnings last week, and this is what I was, telling you guys, all the companies last week actually meet or beat earnings and all their stocks were down. And then look at Netflix. Netflix had a great earnings. Next day up 90 points, it's 500 to 590 and closed the week at like 560 or somewhere in there. So, you also have to be careful with that. Well, it does really good, but then it came down, 10% or 5% from its high. So, these are interesting. You have to, if you look at the 5-day chart here, look at this. I mean, it like I said, it did great. Here comes earnings, boom, and then, got really high and then, came way back down. So, that's the kind of stuff you want to look at. Same with Facebook. Facebook's up now 30 points in the last week. Remember, I told you guys Facebook was going to be a good one. I also told you guys about Apple. It's just not sexy enough for everyone. But, look at Facebook for the 5-day chart also. It's the same thing. This thing was 250 and now it's 275, 276, 20, 21 points up. I mean, those are big moves. It's, almost 10% in a week. So it's just tough when you are looking at those. Same with Apple. Apple, we started the week off at Apple at 127, and now it's, for the week is up, one after hours, over 140, 139. The other thing is, if you've watched Apple as much as I have, it always, when it hits a new high, it always comes down. So that kind of worries me about it. When Apple hits a new high, if you've watched it, it'll hit a new high, and then it comes down a couple of points, and sometimes a lot of points, then it starts running. Because remember I said to you guys, if Apple goes above 125 and has some power, it's off to the races. And sure enough, it was off to the races. So you definitely have to watch those, ones and stuff. Clay says Nike stock. That one's done good because of all the people working out on different things. But yeah, I don't know earnings or what their projections are and stuff. But they definitely, I know, last quarter did well, or last earnings season. So what do you guys? Everybody's saying, Raja, trade your Bitcoin for Ethereum. It's on a tear. Some of these ones are doing good. It's hard to say, but we'll stick to Bitcoin for right now. $50,000 a month of Bitcoin. It doesn't matter. Like I said, honestly, if it comes down more, I hate losing money, but if it comes down a little bit more, I'd rather buy it lower than at the peaks. I'd rather get more Bitcoin for my buck right now and just wait it out throughout the course of the year. But guys, it's going to be an interesting week, especially tomorrow watching the GameStop. I'm going to figure out what ones to play. This week. I've got a few things I'm watching and stuff. And I don't know, like I said, it's going to be an interesting week with, so many earnings. I mean, just so I like it when they stagger them a little bit, or you have a couple of different ones, and stuff where it's not the same, all the big boys on Wednesday. I mean, this market could be crazy. Or imagine if a couple do good, a couple do bad, then everybody's going to think everything was great because the market's flat. So it'll be interesting. Also, like I said, if they take off early in the week, before, but I'll probably play a little cautious. I don't know. We'll have to we'll just have to see. Like I said, I don't mind sitting with a lot of cash on hand. We're going to make a lot of money this week on something. But I just, like I said, until we know the direction and everything in the marketplace, somebody's going to disappoint with earnings, and it's going to really hurt this market terribly. And when that happens, everybody is going to hit that panic button, and it's going to be a free fall. The second thing that happens when you have that free fall panic is all these $1, $2, $3 stocks are going to get crushed. And because here's what happens. Everybody makes money playing the big boy stocks. Then they say, you know what, let's throw the dice at these $1, 5 cent, $1, $10, $2 stuff. But I can tell you right now, when the big stock and where the big money is starts to get crushed, those little people start to panic on their high risk trades, and you got to be careful with that stuff. So definitely want to watch that. Target price for OZSC, I'm hoping for 10 cents plus. I like it. I bought more 150,000 shares more. It's we already have a nice little profit on it. Like I was telling you guys, I like to buy into the rally. So somebody that last week was talking about the free stock, where if you let's say you bought 1,000 shares at $1 and it goes to $2, and you sell 500 shares, and you basically own 500 shares for free, so you don't care what happens. I like if I think something has potential and it's going to go somewhere, I like to buy into the rally. And I think that Ozop Energy, they have some battery stuff, and green energy. It's what Biden loves. So I think it's got potential. It's also cheap. It really hasn't been much below the 4 or 5 cents. So I think it has a good security line there. Maybe if it hits 10 cents, 11 cents, I may sell 100,000 shares, or take a little profit off the table. But I like it. Like I said, this is one. Like I said, this is rolling the dice. If 300,000 shares and this thing goes to 50 cents a dollar, we got 150 grand, 300 grand in profit. It could be huge. And it really, like I said, the risk isn't that bad. And then goes back to 5 cents, we break even, and we didn't make anything, and we didn't really have worst case scenario, we have $22,000 into it if it went to zero. But I don't think it's going to go to zero. I think it's got a lot of support at 4 or 5 cents. So hopefully it stays that way. Also, guys, don't forget about the Webull Challenge. The mod's been sharing the link. Thank you very much. The Webull Challenge, the way it works, you open an account on Webull, and you need to start with $100. No more, no less. $100 in the account. And we're going to see who the best trader is out there, who can make the most with $100. And we'll have full information and directions by the end of the week. It does take 4 or 5 days to fund the account if you do open your account. So make sure you get the $100 in there right away. You can't put any more money in the contest. It's a true $100. You do get 2 free shares of stock. The 2 free shares of stock, you can get a share of stock up to $1,800. I doubt you will. Most of the people are getting stock that's worth about $10, $11 a share. But that counts. So whatever the 2 free shares are. So if you get lucky and you get some $100, $200 share of stock from them as one of your bonus stocks, you're off to a great start in the contest. But pretty much everyone's making, they guarantee you 2 stocks above $10. So no matter what, you make 20% on your money. Even if you don't do anything, you just leave it there for a month. You'll make 20% on your money. You can cash it, you can take your money back at the end of the month. But that will be the Webull Challenge, and that starts on the 1st. And you can start late if for some reason on the 1st it's not ready to go. You can start anytime during the month of February. It's going to be who can turn that into the most. You're going to keep us updated. Hopefully, if you guys see some stocks that are looking good, and I need a new stock whisperer. My other one, he's been hit or miss for us. So we got to get, I need some new slot whisperers out there. But big shout out to all our Patreon members, over 65 Patreon members now. So thank you guys for joining us. And we also launched the Patreon Facebook group now for all our Patreon members. It's patreon.com/Raja Makes Money. On the Patreon group is where I put all my real trades every day as I make them. So tomorrow, if I do GameStop or whatever I'm up to, they're there immediately for you guys to follow. So make sure you have your notifications on. And then we started the Facebook page just for people to share ideas, share things. Make sure on the Facebook page when you do, if you are sharing about a stock, make sure you also put why you like it. Don't just say, buy bingo. Say buy bingo because I think the following is going to happen, or whatever. So give people some information. It's not like some of these trading boards that you've seen. So it's going to turn into a very, very well educated group of solid traders in there with some really good stuff. Because like I said, everybody has their stocks they like the most. Which just like the Black Widow, I like Apple. So everybody has their go-tos, but you want to try different things and different experiments. So, you got to, just like I said, you got to pick your stocks and, make sure that you like what you pick and stick to it and stuff. So Alex says, are you streaming live tomorrow? Yep, we'll be live at the Cosmo from the Penthouse doing our show again. So can't wait for that. I'll be there. Jeff Schwartz, someone recommended ZOM when it was in the 120s. Hashtag Raja. Not me. I told you, I said buy OZOP. Of course, Jeff bought OZOP and it went down too. Every stock I tell Jeff to buy it, the stock goes down. What the heck? I like ZOM still. I don't know. I think a lot of people just get confused with ZOM for Zoom and they think they're buying Zoom at a great discount. So, GWPH is a weed stock. Haha, doing very well. So if you guys want to know another weed stock that's on a tear is, and I've been watching this one. I think it could be a solid one. It's the symbol here. The Medicine Man, SHWZ, and that stock last week was up like 20%. So keep an eye on that one if you also want other marijuana stocks. I own about 1 million shares of another marijuana stock called DXBRF, Bellrock Brands Incorporated. When I got into that one, it was a private placement I did originally with them. It was originally Dixie Holdings. The stock's been as high as about $1.20. Then they ran into some financial problems. They shut the stock down. It was froze for about 4 months, and it started trading. And it's just been at this 15 cents forever. But I think they have some potential. They're working on a deal with Arizona Tea, a branding deal that they announced it like a year ago, and that the stock started going, and then it all went to hell. But now that more states are opening up, Arizona just legalized marijuana and just started selling it on Friday and different stuff. I think it has good potential. So keep your eyes if you like the marijuana stocks. Keep your eyes on those. I'm not incredibly, like I've said, my marijuana investments, some have done good and some have done awful. So. It goes up and down. Let's see. Gamble the Globe Slots. I said ZOM before the rip because of Carol Baskin Pump, and you all laughed at it. Is Carol Baskin pumping enough? I don't know. What about all these Bernie Sanders memes this weekend? They're everywhere. I saw a meme of Jeff Schwartz at the bingo parlor playing bingo, and then Bernie Sanders was right next to him wearing his gloves, chilling. So this is good stuff. But hey, guys, that's what I got for you. We are, for my big jackpot fans watching, live play from Las Vegas the next 2 days in a row. So we're excited about that. It's going to be interesting. Like I said, Patreon members, be on the lookout for a lot of stuff to hit. Then I'll be flying. So I am flying, unfortunately. I'll probably take a little break while I'm flying. So you won't have a lot of stuff there. But yeah, be on the lookout in the morning for some trades. I'm definitely going to do something. I'm not going to leave all this money sitting. I want to make some moves for the week, but I'm going to be cautious. Like I said, when stuff starts going up too fast, too early, it gets scary and dangerous. And some people are anticipating, and then they go, and then you miss that whisper number, and it can come down 10% really quickly. So you got to always be on the lookout for that. But thank you guys. Big shout out to all my money makers out there. Hope you guys make a lot of money this week. If you haven't subscribed yet on YouTube, make sure you click that subscribe button. Click that gray bell so you get notifications. If you're watching me on Facebook, make sure you click the follow button and click that little thumb up guy. And if you're on Facebook too, make sure you share it. Tell your friends about us or YouTube. Let everybody know about Raja Makes Money. Everybody loves to play the stock market. So let your friends and family know about us. And let's all make lots of money. And I will see all you guys tomorrow afternoon live from Las Vegas. Take care and best of luck this week.